Today I have come with a topic named noun and its kinds. As you all know that noun, this is called noun, that noun is the name of person, place, animal or thing and feeling, idea, these all are noun. And if you talk about the kinds, as you all know, according to old grammar, we see that there are 5 kinds. There are 5 kinds. First of all, proper noun, common noun, collective noun, material noun, abstract noun. And these nouns are changed according to new rule. It has been, there are 3 nouns: proper noun, countable noun and uncountable noun. Now we will read about what is a noun. As you can see over here that noun is the name of person, place, animal, thing, feelings and ideas. Whatever we see, so suppose a fan, door, board, whatever we talk, whatever we eat, whatever we say, these all are noun. What we can see is a noun, what we can feel is a noun, what we can touch is a noun. What are our ideas? These all are noun. So we can know that noun is a very important thing in our life. Without noun we cannot move further, because whatever we wear is a noun, whatever we eat is a noun. So we cannot make us aware about that noun. So noun is a very basic thing in our life. Now you can see that these are the kinds as you have noted here. Now I will rub it and show you what is proper noun, what is common noun, what is collective noun, what is material noun, what is abstract noun. Then we will go further and talk about the countable noun and uncountable noun. First of all, we will take proper noun. Proper noun. So what is a proper noun? A noun which shows or denotes about a particular person, place, animal or thing. So noun which shows or denotes about a particular person, place, animal or thing. If you take, for example, if you make one column, this is common and this is proper. If you take, first of all, person, if I say boy, boy is a common noun, and in proper sense you will say that this boy has got a name. Suppose that his name is Ramesh. Ramesh is a proper noun and boy is a common noun. So what is the difference between proper and common? Because there are many boys, and if you want to call somebody, then you have to say the name. Suppose that Ramesh, Ganesh, Suresh, etc. So by calling that name, the particular boy will come to you. And if he has no name, he is a boy. But if you want to call somebody, we cannot call them. All the person will come. So for that thing, we give a particular name. That particular name is called proper noun. If you take this is a person, if you take place, suppose that city. We live at Samastipur. So Samastipur is a city. Samastipur is a city. So a city is a common. So city is common and Samastipur is proper. If you want to say that we are going somewhere, then we have to say the name where we are going. So for that thing, we write the place. The place is city, and in city where? Samastipur. Samastipur, Lucknow, London, America. These all are names of places. Now we come with another animal. Suppose that if we have a dog, we are feeding a dog. So its name is Rocky. As you all know that dog is a pet animal, and if you want to call a dog, then we'll say its name. That is called Rocky. Whatever you give the name, so that particular name is called proper noun. Dog is an animal. Now comes things. Suppose that if I take mobile, every person has got mobile. So there are many companies of mobile. Suppose if I say Samsung, Nokia, etc. So these are the mobile is a thing, and if you want to buy any mobile, and we go to the shop and say, sir, please show me the Samsung company mobile or Nokia mobile. The mobile is a common thing, and Samsung, Nokia is a proper noun. So now you may have understood about the proper noun by this is a definition. These are the examples. So you can note it down. Now I will teach you about the common noun. Number 2, common noun. The noun which denotes common person, place, thing, etc. Noun which denotes common person, place, thing, etc. So, suppose a door, window, boy, girl, these all are denoted as a common noun. Suppose if I take example, boy, girl, banana, chair, etc. These all are common noun examples. So boy shows the class of boy. There are many boys. Boy, girls shows the class. Banana is a so chairs. So these are things which are made of wood. This is a part of fruits. So these all are common nouns. Now we will read about collective noun. Collective noun. Collective noun. The noun which denotes a group or collection of person, place, animal or things. So the noun which denotes a group or collection of person, place, animal or thing is called a collective noun. Suppose that if I take, for example, soldier. Soldier is a common noun. Soldier is a common noun. And its group is called army. Now I will give more examples about collective and common noun and differentiate between common and collective noun by rubbing this board. I have to make one column. Common noun, collective noun. Common noun and collective noun. If I say there are many persons, so you can say the group of person is called crowd or mob. Person, there are many persons, so you can say that this is a crowd or mob. This is a group, it is a single. Okay, if there are 5 persons, 10 persons, 20 persons, 50 persons, so all will be said in single word, that is called crowd or mob. Another example, if I say take it, players. In a cricket team, we see there are 11 players, and that 11 players is called a team. That 11 players makes a team. So the group of players is called a team. The group of players is called a team. If I say another example, suppose that grapes is a fruit, and if it is used in a group, it's called bunch of grapes, bunch of keys. So bunch is used for the fruits called named grapes. Another example, if I take it, steer. So for that thing, wolves. If there are 5 wolves, so you can say the pack of wolves. Wolves is an animal, its group name is called pack. So these are the examples of collective noun and common noun. Hope you understood and differentiate between common noun and collective noun. Now I have to rub this and I will give example talk about the material noun. Material noun. The noun which can be measured or weighed is called a material noun. The noun which can be measured or weighed is called a material noun. If you go to a shop and buy some cloth, and then the shopkeeper will measure that cloth, then he will give to you. if you go to take some vegetables, the vegetable owner will weigh that vegetable, then he will further give you. So the things which can be measured or weighed is called a material noun. Now I will give some examples about it. Suppose that if I say gold, gold is a material noun. Why is it a material noun? Because whenever we go to a market or jewelry shop, we say that I have to make some necklace or ring. So he weighed that gold and then he gives to us. So gold, ghee, potato, clothes, etc. are material noun. Potatoes is also common noun also. So gold, ghee, potatoes, clothes, etc. all are used or included or denoted rather in a material noun. So you may have understood about the material noun. Now, till now we have learned about noun, its kinds: proper noun, common noun, collective noun. Now we will come further and at last we learn about the abstract noun. What is an abstract noun? Abstract noun. The noun which cannot be seen, touched, but can be felt is called an abstract noun. The noun which cannot be seen or touched, but can be measured, but can be felt is called an abstract noun. So, suppose that your mother loves you, how much she loves you, you cannot measure it, you cannot weigh it, or you cannot count it. So, love is an abstract noun. Suppose that suppose that you are in pain. In how much pain you are? So that pain cannot be measured. It can be felt. Suppose that if I make a cup, there is some tea, hot tea. So, what is the hotness of that tea? It cannot be measured. It can be felt only by your skin. So whatever we feel is called an abstract noun. Suppose that heat. These all are abstract nouns. Now we will give some example more about the abstract noun. Heat, love, honesty, childhood, younghood, fragrance. So, heat, love, honesty, childhood, younghood, fragrance, So these all are the examples of abstract noun. Why? Because these all are felt, not touched, or you cannot see it. You can only just feel it. If I say that honesty is the best policy. Honesty is the best policy. So here the word honesty, the person who is honest has got honesty. So how much honesty that person has cannot be measured or weighed, but it can be felt. If you give some work, how honestly that person doing that work, that shows his honesty. So honesty is the best policy. In these sentences, honesty is an abstract noun. Abstract noun. Hope you have understood about the proper noun, common noun, collective noun, material noun and abstract noun. Now we'll move further and talk about the new grammar, which teaches us about the countable noun, uncountable noun. Now I will rub this and I will show you about the countable noun and uncountable noun. Countable noun. By seeing the name, you can see that countable, the thing which can be counted, the thing which can be counted is called a countable noun. The noun which can be counted is called a countable noun. Example: boy, army, blackboard, team, etc. Boy can be counted, army can be counted, blackboard can be counted, team can be counted. So you can see that countable which can be counted. Now another another term that is called uncountable noun. Before uncountable, I will make it clear that how it was made countable noun through old grammar. Old grammar, if I say that common noun plus collective noun equal to countable noun. Now you can see that boy is a common noun, so common noun. Blackboard is a common noun. Army is an example of collective noun. Team is an example of collective noun. So these two mix up of common noun and collective noun is called a countable noun. Now you may have understood about the countable noun. Now we will move further and talk about uncountable noun. The noun which cannot be counted is called an uncountable noun. The noun which cannot be counted is called an uncountable noun. So it's very easy that which can be counted is called a countable noun and which cannot be counted is called an uncountable noun. If you take some examples, gold, ghee, love, heat, etc. So we cannot count gold, we cannot count ghee because it is a material noun and in new grammar it is uncountable noun. We cannot count love, we cannot count heat. And in old grammar it is termed as abstract noun, but in new grammar it is termed as uncountable noun. Because we cannot count an abstract noun also and we cannot count the material noun also. So the combo pack of material noun and abstract noun equal to uncountable noun. Countable noun. So in this way you have learned about the countable noun and uncountable noun. One more point that I really missed it, that to say about your proper noun, that is, what is the difference between proper and common? That is called, whenever a proper noun starts, it always starts with a capital letter. Somebody if I write Ganesh, the letter G is capital. If I say honesty, if I say Lucknow. So this Lucknow is a place which is also used with a capital letter. So proper noun always starts with a capital letter. Hope you have enjoyed this class. Thank you so much.